everybody. Welcome back. It's another episode of Venture Maidens, episode 35. Welcome, everyone. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing today?
Super good.
Super.
Yes, super.
As the French say.
Ooh.
Yes, as they say in Feilin, super. And it's a nice rainy day here in Seattle, so I'm feeling chill. I got a cozy cardigan on. I'm feeling this is going to be a cozy, chill downtime episode with absolutely no problems. Ever. So that's it. That's what I'm feeling. Sure thing. Let's make it happen. Hey everybody, if you are don't know who we are, welcome. We're the Venture Maidens. We're a D&D 5th edition actual play podcast. Before we dive in, I want to say this is a very adult themed stream, so you can expect standard. We keep content warnings up for just general body horror for fantasy violence. We don't have any specific other content warnings planned for this episode, but who knows? One might come up, so keep your eye on the chat and also the show notes for the podcast episodes, just in case. And this episode also, Venture Maidens is unofficial fan content permitted under the fan content policy. We are not approved or endorsed by Wizards of the Coast in any way, etc., etc. Okay, that's the business, so let's do it. Hey everybody, my name is Celeste Konowich, and tonight I will be your Dungeon Master.
Hello, my name is Katie, and I'm going to be playing Luveri Sath, your Drow Rogue.
Hello, I'm Nasima Tamad. I'm playing your half-orc fighter, Tony Silvertail.
And I'm Sage, and I'm your bard who's bound to entertain Aoife Flannery.
Oh, I like it. We're expanding our options. It's so great to have everybody back. These last couple episodes, it's been a small house, so we're all back. We're all here. Obviously, a bunch of stuff has happened. Tony and Rook had an adventure that we'll talk about that happened off screen. Aoife and Lou have been making friends in high places and, tearing up the fashion scene. So we're going to take today to kind of resolve all of that. We're going to have a little bit of downtime, some other fun stuff we're going to catch up on. But of course, before we do that, we got to do that sweet, sweet recap. So Aoife and Lou were there. So Sage and Katie, you're holding the bag this time. What happened last time on Venture Meetings?
Well, Aoife's fashion showcase had finally come up, which from the Chassiana Fashion Institute, which holds their annual showcase for their students, annual student showcase in Feilin. And so it is a very high profile event that, showcases the students, and then afterwards, like, all the adult designers show their new seasonal looks afterwards. And so, being a fan of fashion, the Tsarina was there, which was very exciting. And Aoife practically fainted when she heard that after meeting her fellow students, her cohort, who were also exhibiting their pieces, and met the dean of the school. And so they were quite a motley bunch, with the cool goth NB queen and the very posh one who's very snooty, and then one who was just really, really awkward and seemed just kind of off in general. Seemed like she was stressed out something in particular, and that of course piqued Aoife's interest. And of course, accompanying dear Aoife was Lou, who had her own cool things to do in Feilin.
Yeah, Lou pretty much got there, and after a quick little fashion montage where she got a new outfit from Aoife for her hot date, she went over and found Cassie's apartment to go stop in and deliver herself and garlic knots, because that's what everybody wants. And they had a lovely time chatting, got to talk more about the kind of awkwardness, since we knew that she had some involvement with the Corellans that she didn't talk about with us at first. We were able to address that somewhat, but it does seem like there was still some things that she was holding back. And eventually, at the end of their date, the next morning, Lou invited her to go to Aoife's showcase with her. So she came back to find that while she was gone, Aoife back at the hotel room had gotten a cute little calling card in the form of a boning knife stabbed through the door, which turned out to once be. I love watching Nassim watch me talk about this. Like, what the
This
fuck?
is all news.
Which happened to be one of her knives that she had given to Jada 10 years ago when she'd packed her a little meal to take with her on the ship. So that's fun.
Nassim, the podcast listeners can't hear this, but Nassim is reacting and it's giving us life.
No, I'm just like staring at you while I do my recap. But Lou really didn't want this to kind of overshadow Aoife's time there because it was like her moment. So she essentially told Aoife, like, hey, I'm really sorry that this happened to you. You just focus on you and get ready for your show. I'm going to just take care of some things around town and try to look into this. And went off to go take care of that and find out more.
Not to mention that Aoife discovered this knife stabbed into the hotel room door with a puddle of like seawater underneath it at around midnight. So, while she was alone, while Lou is out on her date. So, not terrifying at all.
Wait, how did you know it was seawater? Did you fucking taste it?
You could smell it.
Like smelled like salty.
Oh, okay.
And it's got that seaweed scent to it.
I see. Gotcha.
For all
you know if you have like a top that got wet with seawater, like you can smell that shit. Yeah. Like if you don't clean that,
right?
Yeah,
right.
It's briny.
And so that was mildly terrifying. And she immediately told Lou the next day to be like, I don't want to butt into your business at all, but like,
don't want to hurt your vibe.
Help.
Yeah.
And given the what we had just heard from the mayor of that warning was like, this seems prescient. But with that, the two of them got to have some fun exploring the city of Phelan during the day, and they met up later that afternoon before Aoife had to go off to do all of her last minute preparations before the show. And Lou and Aoife had a really wonderful heart-to-heart conversation in which Aoife said that, as she was working on all of her dresses and everything and helping the other couple of designers, fit their models and everything, she just felt like it was starting to feel very trivial in comparison to everything that she's been doing with Rook and Lou and Tony, and she's starting to have some second thoughts of maybe, is this really her dream? Is this really what she wants to, quest for her rest of her life to be? And Lou is very supportive.
Yeah, Lou just said, whatever you want to do. Part of me loves this journey for you of where your biggest issue is getting a pinprick, and the other part of me is like, you're one of my best friends, and I want you to be with me while we go through this. But ultimately, they just kind of left it at that, with Aoife just putting it out there and feeling supported, and Lou did decide to tell her for her safety exactly what was going on with the knife in the door, and just kind of let her know that she'd found out from this divination expert that this knife was left for her and not Aoife. So in that regard, Aoife's safe. That it was from Jada in some form, and that when she asked where she would be able to find Jada, they said, she'll find you, bitch. No. But it was very ominous. And even the divination person was like, this is like some bad energy. Just so you know what I'm getting from this, it's not good. So that's what happened there. But then we went to the big show, which was super exciting. Sage, you did such a good job of describing your outfits. I loved the
Thanks.
wispy wig hair.
So yes, the show was going just absolutely fantastically. Aoife got to have a moment with her parents beforehand as they kind of snuck backstage, and she was, of course, over the moon to see them, and for her to see them. And her parents had said that, of course, they were there to support her, but they had also heard a report that something more nefarious might be happening during the show. There might be something else going on that they are here to keep an eye on. And what do you know? When it wasn't too much later, after Eva's second dress debuted in this arena, very politely and eagerly applauded, Aoife had heard coming from one of the dressing rooms from the third designer, from this very nervous girl, Mary, I believe was her name. Was it? No, she was a popular one. Genevieve. That's right, it's Genevieve. That Genevieve had apparently made a pact with something. And it came to collect, and it came to collect in the form of a fabric like a fabric golem that was going to snatch the Tsarina. And it just caused everyone's like clothes inside of the auditorium to like constrict them so that they would suffocate and die if they didn't remove their clothes. So everyone got naked.
It was really sexy.
Sexy fight.
Especially when not only did they constrict them, but they caught on fucking fire.
Yeah, that was the second layer action.
God, yeah. Celeste. It sounds like so much fun. I'm so sad I missed it. It also sounds so hot. Like, oh.
It's okay, you're leveling up. Everything is going to be like this from now on. Don't worry.
Hell yeah. And with the lot of them combined, they're able to defeat this monster and save the Tsarina. And she's like, I will be calling on you to hear more about this situation. Thanks for saving me. And, the Tsarina's like in her underwear.
Yeah, looking fucking fine, by the way.
With her white tiger.
Yeah. We let her know a lot of details. Aoife said a lot of things, and this is also right after a talk with Cassie about the Corellans, where she was like, hey, thanks for being so honest with me, but maybe don't tell people about all the stuff you're doing with the Fae, because that could end poorly. So now we have decisions to make.
Yes.
Wait, what did you say, Sage?
Aoife wasn't there for that conversation.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't at all.
No.
But I was like, as it was happening, I'm like, oh no.
Oh, no. Basically, it was like, hey, my companions and I have more information about what could be going on here, the source of this problem, and some other things about the Fae that might be of interest to your majesty. So she's like, yeah. So that is a card that is on the table now. So the Tsarina has taken a personal interest in what's going on.
Level 6, bitches.
What happened to the girl? What happened to the girl who made the pact?
She got taken into the authorities, essentially. We tied her up and turned her in.
Okay.
So, and we do not know what will happen to her from there. But yeah, cool. Great recap. That was so much stuff. So, yes. So we had ended, last time was the fashion show, Aoife's showcase, which was highly successful until, of course, this Fae construct thread assassin thing appeared and tried to assassinate the Tsarina. And, about 1,000 Eldred nobility were there watching, Aoife, Lou, Aoife's parents, and Cassie, kind of save the day amidst this struggle here. There was a conversation had Aoife actually spoke to the Tsarina and implied that you all had information that would be useful to her about the nature of this event and other things happening in the Empire. So big, lots of stuff happened last time. And in the wake of all of that, of course, we are going to have to do some resolutions. So like I said, this episode is going to be kind of a downtime episode. It's mostly going to be guided by what all you all want to do. So we all have some scenes that I know we wanted to follow up on, conversations we wanted to have. We're actually going to also do like a week of downtime in terms of game mechanics that you can spend. But yeah, so I have a few things that I want to make sure we hit, and then we will go around the table, and this will kind of be one of those interlude episodes, guided mostly by y'all. But we've heard, oh, right, and before we dive into that, Aoife achieved and knocked out of the park the second tier of her heroic destiny. So why don't you tell us a little bit, Sage, about you've reached tier 2. Now what do you get? What's going on with that?
Indeed. I'm definitely not panicking to open up the book right now.
Yeah, of course not. Nope, no way. We're just, ooh, yeah, computers are slow.
But definitely, as she has gained notice from a significant public figure, to be sure, she definitely gets to throw some of that influence around in order to call in, small favors. So, from people around town, so she can try to do this off the top of my head. I remember let
me see.
So she can ask for like a door to be like left unlocked, and can pretty much always secure like lodgings and stuff like that are nice.
Yeah, let me see.
Oh my god, hell yeah.
Is 46. Okay. I got the PDF. I'm doing
Nobody tell Koopy, but we're cheating
right now. Oh,
yeah.
Here we go. I just found it.
Oh yeah, the tier 2 people know me is the name of the benefit.
I'm starting to be kind of a big deal. So she can secure an invitation to exclusive events or gatherings. She can learn the specific location of a difficult to find person or object, and make sure that a particular door or chest is unlocked, and can acquire comfortable accommodations and food for one night, and can convince law enforcement to overlook a minor offense. So no more speeding tickets for your girl.
Do you even have your permit for your carriage?
Wow. Can you even drive? So this is some limits on this too. So you have to be in a town or city or another locale where you are known. So I think at this point it's safe to say Empire cities, so Chauciana, Phelan. I don't think Ashtar would qualify yet. They're kind of tuned out. And I would say Coven is starting to be on that list as well, since your connection to Silk. So those are like your 3 places where you can do this, and you can once per day you can call in a favor from these admirers. So obviously, if you keep doing this all the time, there might be some problems getting enough admirers, but we'll play it by ear. And yeah, you have a little bit of influence now to
wait. Well, once per day, so like Aoife can't like rob a fabric store, be like, police, look the other way, and then also request a 5-star hotel.
Correct. No, it's once per day. You can call in one favor, and these are sort of examples of like the type of stuff that would happen over a minor favor. So. And it's overlooking a minor offense. So, like, I would say an armed robbery not gonna fall into that category.
What about a regular robbery?
A regular
not
robbery,
armed.
like a petty cash thing, or like, I didn't pay my taxes. Like, yeah, I shoplifted a tiny, it's a lipstick, that kind of shit. Like.
But I definitely think we'll be using one of these for one of our downtime activities, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, these securing invitations is going to be big, I think, for helping you all with your downtime stuff. So very cool. Yeah, people know you, Aoife. Tier 3, as a look forward, is called A-list. So right now you're like a B-list celebrity.
Just like me in real life, a niche internet celebrity.
A niche internet. I am very popular on my podcast. I'm famous in Canada. It's fine. Okay, cool. So that's great. So congratulations. You are a celebrity. All right. So with that, we have heard a lot about what happened in the last couple of episodes, but we haven't heard yet what Tony has been up to. So very shortly before Lou and Aoife left to go to the Capitol and the showcase, Rook had actually approached you, Tony, in one of these off moments and had asked you if you would be willing to do a personal favor for her and come with her basically to watch her back while she runs an errand. And she thinks it'll take, at least a day, with traveling and not without the hut, probably a weekend.
A little weekend getaway together, huh?
And Rook's like, it's not, no, it's just I need someone. It would be nice to.
You need someone, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to ask again. I'll come.
Okay. Good. And she's like, so right now also too, she's for picture, she's about 21, I think, at this point. So she's
okay.
about the same age-ish as you. Right now, because it's been about a week since, all the last like 4 episodes we've done have only covered a week. So you guys, yeah. So she's like, okay, cool, thanks. Could you also bring like flowers, like a thing of, like a bouquet of flowers?
Are we gonna go see your grandma? What are we doing?
No, it's just what. Can you just bring a bouquet of nice flowers, please? Like, do I have to? I just don't know what to buy.
Sure. Tell me about what you're looking for. Is this a love bouquet? Is this good to see you again bouquet?
It's not like for
flowers. Say something. Flowers talk.
It's just like a thing. I do. I just need to go and put the flowers somewhere. It doesn't really matter what they look like. They just should be flowers, I guess, and just be nice.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Tony will step out for a little bit and do a little flower hunting.
Okay. Yeah. Rook seemed obviously very flustered. She didn't really know how to answer the question other than it seems very clear to her that she needs flowers. She didn't know how to answer the rest of your questions. Okay. So and then so that would be perfect timing in terms of you all will go off to the capital, and then Rook will ask you. And since Aoife and Lou did end up needing the chicken hut to go, you and Rook are kind of getting dropped off nearby, and Rook is letting you know that you are heading towards a very small town, kind of like east of the Ashtar area. It's a town called Ruby Ridge. It's not like a notable town in any way. It's just kind of one of those like on the road to Ashtar from the Mother's Delta, one of these like small crossing towns. And over the time, she really won't volunteer a lot of information unless you specifically ask. Is there anything you want to particularly ask on your way there?
I mean, I know Rook's not really one for small talk. Tony probably tries to just to annoy her. So any, rough and tumbling I should be expecting, or you just need someone to stand and watch from a distance? Do we know each other? Is there a game plan? Like, what's this errand? Can I hear a little bit more about it?
It should be fine. There's no fighting, I hope, but just the way things are with the Fae and stuff, I figured, having somebody to watch my back wouldn't be the worst thing. And just, I don't know, anytime going into the mortal realm, it's still hard for me, I guess. I just don't really know what to expect. And obviously you've seen it. I'm not exactly the greatest at getting people or,
Yeah. I mean, in that sense, I guess I'm surprised you asked me then, because I don't think I'm really all that much better at it. Thank goodness for Aoife.
What are you talking about? You're like, so... I don't know, everybody listens to you, and they all like you, and they don't like me, and I don't know why, but...
I mean, you don't really trust anyone, Rook.
Why should I? People are
Fair.
terrible.
But if you're trying to move your way in the world, sometimes you have to rely on people. You can't really do all that much on your own.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing, asking you to come with me.
Yeah. I'm just saying, just a little insight as to maybe how to improve things in the future.
She like it's a sigh, but she listens to you, like she's mulling it over. And the dusty road, in the middle of nowhere. It's Ruby Ridge is situated up high on kind of a cliff bluff area, and as you get close, you see why the town is named this. There's like these beautiful fields of like red poppies that just kind of surround the town. So as you're winding up the road here, you see the sleepy little hamlets, maybe like 50 houses or so, some like bigger buildings, just like in this swath of red. And you walk your way into town probably in the like late evening. You can see it's mostly like a farming community, so some people are heading back to their houses and stuff. It seems like things are closing down for the night, or like the taverns and the bars are starting to open for the night, like that area of dusk. And Rook kind of puts up her hood. It's almost like a reflex that she does just to like hide her face, and looks around nervously, and then kind of picks a direction, leading like actually through the town and up towards like the top of this crest of the ridge here. And as you continue to follow her, you see she's leading you towards the gates of like a graveyard, a small graveyard, like next to like a very humble stone church situated on the hilltop. And yeah, she stops kind of outside the gates, and she's like, she kind of puts out a hand expectantly.
Yeah, I hand her the flowers.
I'll be quick if you just want to wait here or come with me, or I don't know, do what you want.
I'll stay close behind.
Okay. And she winds her way through, the stones, and there's like 30 or 40. It's a very small town. Probably not a lot of people are buried here. And she makes her way back towards like a small grave kind of in the corner under the tree. She knows exactly where it is, so she's clearly been here before. And she, takes a deep breath, and puts down the flowers on this grave, and kind of stands there and hunches her arms and looks at it. Do you want to see what the gravestone reads?
Yes, please.
It reads, "Here lies Corellin Raven, warrior, wife, and dutiful servant of the Empire. Rest in peace. Born 8 Oxia, 1721 Mindaris, died 21 Damia, 1725 Mindaris," which was about 6 months ago. And today's date is 8 Oxia Mindaris, the birthday of whoever this person was.
How long does Rook stay there?
That's not long. It's maybe 3-4 minutes. And then she kind of wipes her eyes and says, "All right, now we drink."
Oh, well, you couldn't have said it better myself. Like, she was ready with a flask in one hand and a flower that she took out of the bouquet before handing it to her. Hands both over to her. Just like, I figured this might have been the agenda for today, so.
Yeah, this is the important part. Anyway. And she like winds her way back, and again she's keeping her head down and just a hunched shoulder, the total posture of somebody who just like doesn't want to deal with anything that they're feeling at this moment. And she winds her way back down and makes her way towards one of the larger buildings in town. It's called the Squeaky Wheel. It's clearly a tavern. And she steps inside and like hangs her cloak on a peg nearby, and like nods at the bartender, who's like an older human man. And she says, Henry, and he says, Rook. And then she like goes off and sits like in a corner table.
Henry?
You? Welcome. What would you like to drink? Rook is just whiskey.
I'll just take a very strong ale.
All right, be right over. And he goes back to fiddling with customers and stuff, and Rook has already like taken her place. And again, this all feels very much like something she has done before, somewhere she has been before, and this is all very routine.
So,
yeah. Thanks for coming with me.
So he knows your name. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about it. This stuff is hard to do alone, so I get it.
Yeah. I don't know, I figured if anyone would get it, you would. Sorry about the shit that happened to your family and stuff.
Yeah. Well, better out than in.
Yeah, that. And as the drinks come down, she like slams down a shot glass on the table and oh, that's terrible, Henry. It's terrible. You need to get some better stuff. Henry's like, you don't have to drink it. And goes away to get a refill.
So, can you tell me about who we visited? Seeing as we're celebrating their birthday.
Yeah, yeah, we always used to come here on her birthday. This is where she grew up. Her body's not even actually buried there. It's in some Corellan. I don't know what they do, but I thought it was important that she have a grave here.
Did you grow up here?
Me? No. Was a fae, remember? I didn't grow up anywhere.
It's interesting that you were close with a Corellan.
Yeah, I thought you might think so. She wasn't like the other ones, I met her when I was what I was, and she didn't kill me, right? And I thought that it was really stupid, but I thought that maybe we could have had a future together, That's why I did this. She waves her hand, like, frustratingly at herself. And she died, so that doesn't even fucking matter.
That is nice that you still come see her.
It wasn't her fault.
That.
Yeah. Any of this,
You trying to say it's your fault?
I don't know. I mean, it can't have gone over well if they did find out, the rest of the Krellans. But I don't know. I wasn't there when she died.
Well, that must have been hard.
Yeah. And she throws back another shot. Have you ever been in love with anyone?
No. No, not, I wouldn't really consider anything I've experienced love. Not that kind of love, at least.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I mean, they always say it's better to have loved and lost than not at all, right?
Who's they? They don't fucking know anything. Shot. I just, you know, I just don't, I don't know what it's all for anymore. And I guess that's where I am. It's when she was here, it was easy to know what it was for.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't really know what I would do if I didn't have the family that I have. But it's nice that I found some sort of version of that on the road with you guys.
Yeah. It's definitely been nice not being alone again.
Come on. You're starting to like us.
No.
She's elbowing
no.
her.
You're gonna... Ugh. Trying to throw something back.
Damn, girl, let me catch up. Hold on. Tony takes like 4 shots.
Yeah, she's like, all right, cool. No more tears. This is stupid. You know, I don't know. I don't know when my birthday is, but I guess I should decide. It seems like a good excuse to do this, at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not make it today? Let's celebrate both your birthdays.
It's gonna be a better birthday than the very traumatic being human one. Yeah, okay, that's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Tell me a dumb, ridiculous story about the two of you.
Okay. And she will. And she'll tell you it's nothing important. It's all this dumb, stupid shit. You know, like when you first meet someone and that kind of evolving relationship. And she'll talk and she'll talk, and it's the most you've ever heard her talk. And, you know, she's already booked like a room here for the night that you can crash on as part of her routine, you know. And yeah, so she thanks you again. And you can stay the night here, and then that's the weekend. And that's what she asked you to do.
When we eventually return, I think Tony feels a lot more comfortable. She's super grateful that Rook opened up to her. So when we return, I think she's gonna, in a letter, and give Rook a little time, say like, yeah, I know you didn't have to bring someone along. I appreciate that you felt comfortable doing that with me and sharing what you shared with me, and like I've got your back, and I know the other two do too, so I can't wait to celebrate both your birthdays again. It was a good time.
Yeah, and you think she probably reads it and, you know, doesn't actually ever say anything, but might smile at you like the next day, acknowledgement, and then pretends it never happened. as is her way. So, that's, you all basically meet back up kind of at the same time here. So, or not, depending on what you want to do. So I know from there, that was the scene I wanted to hit. And at the very end of this episode, I want to have a scene about what the hell you're going to do next. Because now you have an outstanding invitation from, of course, the Blossom Court Sovereign, who wants to talk to you. And you also have an invitation from the Tsarina, who wants to talk to you. So we're going to have that conversation at some point in this episode, at least at the end. But we could have it now, like coming back together, at least to share information, or we could dive into individual scenes. What are you all feeling?
I think probably it'd be better to do it at the end after we experience whatever else we're going to experience in other scenes. Help us come to a better decision.
Sure. We could even do just like a tiny, if you want to do a shorter, more link up scene and then discuss later. However you all want to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I want to know, Aoife, how were those designs?
Oh my god. Yes, so we don't have to worry too much about where we are in space and time because we have a magical chicken hut that can transport us here instantly. So let's say we all come back, we all check in after our various things at the chicken hut, and we're all back. You all walk in the door.
Yeah, so Aoife looks just like a whirlwind of emotions. Because after she spends her week with her parents out in Phelan, and y'all come get her and bring her back, and I don't know, she has this feeling of like, she looks a little bit older. She looks like, it looks like something's kind of changed in her. She looks a little bit more serious, like, the little chub on her face, seems to have lessened as, she's, growing up and stuff. And she is, of course, over the moon to tell Tony about the fight that happened in the theater where the showcase happened. And
She's
it's kind of
on every word. She's like, what?
Holy shit!
Yeah. And it's kind of like an afternote that she's like, oh yeah, and like everyone loved my dresses and the Tsarina seemed to be interested.
Well, I mean, what a goddamn mess, but congratulations.
It was the most, it feels weird saying this after the literal magic that we've seen, but it was like the most magical weekend that I've had in my life thus far, I think. It was just so peculiar.
I mean, it sounds like it, yeah.
And she looks like she's about to say something, but then she looks at Lou immediately, like, and then she kind of closes her mouth and gets drinks for everyone.
Wait. What was that? Lou, what was that?
Wine first. And she like
pouring.
Yeah.
All right, guys, when I come home, I expect there to be drinks on the table from now on.
I'm sorry, baby. And she's like, takes like a big long swig and she's like, okay, so Aoife's the good news. Yay me. I feel like this is always my part. So we got a little bit of a calling card stuck in our hotel door in the form of this, and she'll pull out the knife that had been stuck in the door, and she's like, you should hold it, it feels like shit, and passes it over. She's like, that right there is a knife that I gave my ex-fiance 10 years ago before she left and I never saw her again. That was stuck in the door. I know. And she's just like watching these expressions and just like takes another gulp of her wine and she's like, so that's happening. And I went to go get it looked at by a divination person. I spent so much money on that spell, and I'm sorry, I'm going to pay you guys back, by the way. But I just want to put it out there since this is a shared bank account. But
Rook from the kitchen, who has just been lurking, like makes a cough, like when you said spend so much money.
Listen.
Forget money. Looking at Rook. Hold on.
Priorities.
Ex-fiance who disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taking deep looks at Aoife and at Rook.
Rook's I don't know. You never told her.
Aoife's kind of chewing a fingernail nervously.
I'm watching this whole thing.
I mean, I'd mentioned Jada to you guys before. And that whole thing with the mayor.
Yeah, you didn't mention she was like undead or whatever.
Yeah, I really had no idea. I mean, when somebody goes on a ship voyage and they don't show up for 10 years and nobody sees them again anywhere you look when you have ears everywhere, I was pretty sure that she was just dead. And she takes, just finishes off her cup. And she's like, so, anyway, I went to the divination person because this seems very magic-y. And I don't know what to do with that shit. And she said it was from Jada. Well, what I asked was Jada or some form of her, because this is not anything that anyone I would ever date would fucking do. And she said that it was definitely for me specifically. So I don't think you guys are in specific danger too much. Hopefully. So, I mean, but also if you guys are uncomfortable with that, I get it. And I can figure something else out, but just let me know. But then the last thing, I guess, of relevant information was when I asked where she was, she just said that she would find me and I shouldn't bother looking.
Okay, well, first of all, y'all just helped me with all my family's dirty laundry, so you fucking drunk if you think I'm sitting this one out.
I'm almost there.
What did the calling card say exactly?
It was just a knife in the door, which is a thieves' can't kind of symbol for.
She's like, I guess you guys know I'm not just a chef, so it's a robe thing. This basically means, hey, motherfucker, I know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get to you, basically. So I've left one of these before. But, I don't generally do it for loved ones. So that's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think she's possessed by something?
I don't know. And you see this kind of air of, trying to laugh everything off, cracks for a second. And she's just like, I literally, I don't know. When we spoke to that mayor, that was the first time I'd heard anything. I'm here with you guys right now because I hate to say it, but I'd given up, she just wasn't coming home. So I don't know what's going on with her. I had a dream a long time ago, which is not something I do. And she just points to her ears. And I have to assume it has something to do with the Fae, because I think what I saw was her last moments on the ship, and one of the weird sisters was there. So I don't know.
And she'd be the witch's queen, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
would I know which one it was from the dream?
No, I think in that kind of dream logic, it wasn't clear which one it was. But yeah, Rook will certainly confirm, yep, that's something Hecate is known by, a name. Hmm. So do you think Hecate did this?
I mean, unless it's just some other, redirection bullshit that I've been given this dream with a vision of a weird sister, it seems to be the logical conclusion.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's something she would do, but that also is very problematic. I mean, if she's just doing this what to fuck with you, then that's Rook is just like,
wait, is Rook saying that Hecate did the dream to fuck with her or the knife to fuck with her?
the knife or the Jada or bringing her or whatever this has to do. I mean, Hecate doesn't have anything to do with dreams, right? They're not part of that court. So,
But it is unusual, and I think we've seen some evidence of this, that she is somehow usurping power from the sleeping court, maybe, or that the celestial court is combining forces, perhaps. I'm not quite sure, but these dream dragons that have visited us, and Hecate has been in Tony's dream several times.
yeah.
She's clearly extending her power some way, and this is before we even gave her the book, so who knows what she's up to.
I had the hotter one, the younger one in my dreams. Just saying.
Oh, true.
I don't think they're hot anymore. I think they're fucking terrifying.
That's the right way to feel about them, Rook says.
But I get it. Like, we all saw them that first time we had an experience. Great racks all around. However, they're fucking with everybody's lives right now. And I mean, all I can think about sometimes when I am just trying to get some fucking meditation in is she has this book now. We know now that we've been in their realm that names are so important. And how many times has anybody signed a letter to their nan with their full name? Like, it's not good. Things are gonna just keep getting worse.
Yeah. And you still owe them a favor. Rook says.
Awkward.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Lou just like reaches over and grabs Tony's shoulders and like gives her an affectionate shake. It's like
what do you want to do? I mean, I get it, man. Maybe we should just like split up for a little while, separate myself from you guys so you can figure this out. I don't know if
that won't do any good. If Hecate has started, you are under her thumb with a favor, right? But now she's got this shit. If she has anything to do with your dead fiance, now she's getting into your head. And I don't know what she's done about you. And she looks at you, Aoife, but there's something next. Clearly, she's already messed up my life. So I don't think separating is going to do jack shit at this point.
Maybe we could meet one of those deal brokers who could get it covered by someone else.
Lou is just pointing at Aoife. Yeah.
After all, I did finagle that meeting with the Blossom Court Sovereign. If anything, we could use that invitation and pass that off to them if you think it would get you out of the situation you're in. And she gestures broadly at you.
Your situation.
It's this. Okay. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, you heard you said something about that, right, Tony? Like a name, or didn't the changelings tell you something? Reynard is the fox man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
In his little tweed suit.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I think it would definitely be worth it to follow up with him or find him, but I have no idea where to even start looking, so that's totally on all of you.
I mean, I feel like trying to get any kind of handle on what's going on in the Fey realm the Coven is a good place to start.
Yeah.
True.
Is at least the part of the Fey realm that has the most reason.
We have some friends, a friend.
Oh, we've got Bert and Ernie. I'm sure they might know where to find some folks too.
Tandy has a lot of weird connections.
True.
You also know Professor Mole as somebody you've met, and he seems
Tortimore.
to like you. Tortimore, who runs a magic bookshop, and
as one of our downtime activities, Eve definitely does want to spend some time researching with Tortimore, help him write his memoirs, and also look for anything that he would have on the King Unseen.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, and Rook will just say again, like, all right, well, clearly we can do everything we can to try and get a handle on this, but I think it's worth noting if Hecate did do this to Jada, and Jada is creeping around watching us, she's probably just spying for Hecate. So literally everything we do is probably going right back to her. So keep an eye out and be more careful than you usually are. And looks at you, Aoife, directly as she says it.
Aoife does not seem offended by it, but she looks puzzled on how to be more careful. She looks clearly clueless on.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I thought I was trying.
Yeah, we thought the extra skin of the chubby cheeks, that was the loss of youth, but it was just the loss of more secrets.
It was the secrets where, yeah.
I mean, her hair is still full of secrets. So.
Okay. And Rook, it's looks at you all and is like, anything else I need to know about that's trying to kill us?
I do have a Cassie update. I know that even me, we're all a little concerned about connections that she has. I spoke with her, fully going in, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do like her, but before moving forward, I wanted to see what I can find out. I mean, I know that I'm not the best at talking to people, but ultimately part of my job is finding out information. So I talked to her. She told me essentially she does not currently have any connections with the Corellans, but she did previously work with them.
You never
but wait for it. She also seemed like there were some things that I don't know, she didn't want to or she couldn't tell me. So I'm not fully 100% oh, she's harmless, but it didn't seem to me like at this time she was just going to go run to the Corellans and be like, so there's this group of ladies. I think that maybe for now we're okay, but it is something to keep an eye on.
And Rick's expression is very tight. Just nobody walks away from the Corellans. That's not something they do. Nobody walks away from them.
She seemed like she was just trying to keep a low profile. I don't know that they just let her walk away, but it almost seems like she's might be in hiding from them. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to push too hard because you push too hard and that breaks trust, but I don't know. I really don't get a malicious feeling from her. Objectively, I overthink everything and I don't fucking sleep. So I've thought about this a lot.
And Rook, yeah, long sighing breath, and she says, well, I guess I'm really not anyone to judge about a relationship with a Corellan. So do whatever you want. And she just drops that, and then she leaves the room.
Aoife immediately like looks at Lou like, did you hear that?
Lou like makes eye contact with Aoife and then turns and looks at Tony. And she's like, did you hear that? Just down the line. Speaking of, how'd that go with Rook? Everything normal?
What did you kill?
A slam of a door upstairs.
Tony like leans and looks and makes sure the door is closed.
She's gone. She's gone. You can say whatever you want.
And she like vomits out everything that happened, and is like, yeah, like she was in love with a Corellan and they died only like less than a year ago. It was their birthday, and I saw Rook cry. Rook was crying, and
Lou's reaching into the bag of holding, and it's almost like it's a bin of popcorn because literal popcorn is coming out of it from snacks she got from Phelan.
Street vendor, oh my god.
The street meets further down. Wait. All of her hemming and hawing about Corellans, and she was like, do you think she was the wife? Or
wait, what do you mean?
The gravestone. So
I assume you said from the gravestone that it said that she was like a beloved wife.
Yeah, one more time. I'll roll. Gravestone read, here lies Corellan Raven, warrior, wife, and dutiful servant of the Empire.
I would say yeah, because Rook is the one who wanted that gravestone there. There's no body in that graveyard.
Oh my god.
I still wouldn't blame her for hating the Corellans. I mean, she doesn't know what happened to her. She ultimately doesn't know. She just knows that she died.
That's weirdly like Penny. Aoife just kind of looks like thoughtfully remembering the empty sarcophagus in Penny Dreadful's house where she, mourned her daughter.
Well, in some sick fucking way, I almost hope it is, because her daughter was still fucking alive, and that would be really great for her. I mean, imagine a Rook with somebody who she trusts that much and cares for that much. Like, I think she'd be a whole different person.
I think she probably used to be a whole different person. And, you kind of lose the one person who makes you feel okay and alive and not other, and they're gone.
Yeah, I get that.
So let's not like bring this up, until she brings it up, so that she doesn't keep everything from us again.
Yeah, no. I mean, if something comes up, I'm happy to help her.
It's probably safe to assume that, she did drop that truth bomb and then leave, so she probably assumes that, Tony, you were going to follow up with the information,
Yeah.
and she just didn't want to explain it, so...
Yeah, no, I'm sure, but, like, still, yeah. If she doesn't want to bring it up directly, then I'm going to do that, but that's also, like, let's her bring it back to us when she's ready.
She is very slowly telling things, yes.
Yeah.
And Aoife will suddenly remember that she didn't use she didn't use this piece for her showcase because she didn't think it would wow as much as her two dresses did, but she does remember the outfit that she made for Rook that was full of like like drawstrings and different ways to make it bigger and smaller to go with her size as she ages and de-ages. So she takes
that's so genius.
She takes that and she packages it up very nicely and creeps up the stairs and just puts it outside of Rook's door.
Damn, Aoife. That's cute. You cute. Did you make one for me?
I want a Snap outfit. I want Snap away tearaway pants. I'm just imagining the whole thing is
the
tearaway.
first zip-off cargo
Snaps. I don't know why. My brain went immediately there.
Oh, hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I'm here for it.
Well, I'm putting in an order.
Yeah.
Aoife invents Snap pants. I'm here for it.
It's the next doily for your family.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has a claim to the legacy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how I feel, but I feel like I might go bake something for Rook because I don't think either of us knows how to talk to each other. So I'll just make something yummy.
Something chocolatey with peanut butter.
Hell yeah. That's great. All right. Sweet. Do we want to call it on that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that conversation ends, kind of closes the scene. You all are now caught up. We've had that flashback. We know where Tony and Rook were. So we move on now to new business. So we all have a few different scenes we want to do. And once again, like, don't worry too much about timing and space, whatever. Like, you know, Tony, if you want to hop on to something happening in Phelan, like, by all means, like, you can get there. We can figure it out. You can send Rook to deal with whatever you want, etc., etc. So where do we want to start, gang? Who thinks that their scene should be next or has one they want to nominate as what we should play through?
I think since Aoife's is short and sweet, you know, spending that like that time with her parents in Phelan, really being able to catch up and see them, and now really for the first time kind of meet her parents as an adult.
Yeah,
because she's left the house and, you know, starting to get out on her own and to, you know, be responsible and is, you know, trying to learn and figure things out. And so I think for the first time she really starts to question what her parents do exactly, because she's always known that they've been part of this strange clan called the Checkered Follies, and they do performances and they travel a lot, but there's always seemed like something more to it that was never told her, and now she's like, I'm ready to hear.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, after the events that followed, I think the fashion show, a lot happened very quickly, and there's a lot of mess and a lot of cleanup. So obviously, like, law enforcement from the Eldrin Empire is all over it, just questioning people, seeing what happened, arresting Genevieve, and dealing with her. And in the hustle and bustle of all of that, your parents are just very good at sneaking away and spiriting you off with them as well, to avoid the rush of questions and everything that might follow. And for them, this whole dramatic thing honestly just seems to roll off their back. Like, they had a great time, you know, doing all this, and they're like, oh wow, like, you were such a hero, like, let's go drink. I know 15 places and all the names of these people, and just tapping into that nightlife network of all these people they seem to know and go, and you find yourself at, like, you know, bar after restaurant after club after whatever. And they also say at some point too, like, you should probably pick up your stuff. We have a much better place for you to stay than this Royal Theater Hotel.
Amazing. And yeah, Aoife is just shocked, like, because one thing, every time, you know, for one thing, like, every time her parents are home, like, her mom is always the more serious one because she, takes care of the family's house, like finances and everything. So as soon as she gets back, like she has to deal with bills and letters and whatever. And so to finally see her like be relaxed and be in like this environment that she loves, she's like, what? Like seeing these whole new sides of her parents, and she's like, her mind is blown.
Yeah. And they just absolutely they thrive here in this city, in this urban environment. They seem to know everyone and always have something to say. They're so worldly. Like, and you knew that they traveled a lot, but like
she's never seen it in action. I think that really just kind of amazes her. And yeah, she ends up getting too drunk, and her parents are so nice
they take
about
care
it.
of her. Yeah, I know. And you still have a great time, and your mom makes sure you have just as much water the whole time, and you're always eating something. You don't know how it happens, but you find yourself, you're like, oh, I'm holding a chicken wing. Oh, look, what? Some bread? Like, so yeah, you can absolutely spend the week with them and catch up. And then they do. Yeah, you end up staying with like an artist friend of theirs who has like a studio high rise that looks down over the entire city because they're gone for the week and they have a key and they're there to water the plants or some like ridiculous nonsense. So yeah, you're having a great time with your parents. Lou, I guess this will tap in since we're kind of talking about this. What do you do exactly after the night and all of the chaos kind of starts to fade? Because you and Cassie are still there in the midst of all of this.
Yeah, I think seeing Aoife with like her parents and having seen what her parents are capable of, like she's like, okay, I can turn off the mom act, like she's safe. I can go do my own thing. Yeah. So she kind of, congratulates Aoife, tells her to have a great rest of her night, says goodbye to her parents, pleasure meeting you, blah, blah, blah. And she will then like turn to Cassie and be like, back to yours?
Yeah, wow, what a night.
Yeah. These dates are always so interesting that we have.
They sure are. Yes, I'm here for it.
Oh, that's really good to hear, because not everybody would be. So,
like I said, I spend a lot of time, a lot of dusty books, super boring, correcting papers. This is exciting.
Well, let's let's get home. And she like looks down at herself and she's like clutching her clothes like that
do you need to collected. Like change first? Your hotel's around the corner, right? Maybe not. Sure. Yeah, maybe walking through the streets like that might be a little.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't fucking care right now. I like it's been a long day. I'm just gonna hold it together and shuffle my way back. I don't care.
Okay. So you don't want to go pick up your stuff? You just want to go?
Yeah, I've got some like I'm no Aoife, but I've got a threaded needle. I'll just whip stitch this shit back at home and your place, and then we can hang out. I'm sorry. I'm not. I
know. I know.
Sorry. Yeah. Shall we? She just like gestures towards the door.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what Aoife's doing. That's the end of this night. So do we want to have I know you wanted to have a scene with Cassie, Lou, and then what are you thinking for Tony, Nassim, at this point? I feel like too, is anybody updating Tony on what happened?
I mean, I get. I don't really know how we would right now at this current moment. Because we can't just go run out to the chicken hut to send a letter.
Right.
None of us. I don't think you have sending or anything like that either.
No.
So there's nothing. We don't really have a way to update her right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, do we want to do the scene with Cassie, or do we want to jump back to something? Tony, what are you up to in general? What are you thinking for any of these downtime activities or things you want to take care of?
Well, this is post knowing about the knife, right? And
yeah, it all kind of happened, in this cool storytelling way that we can play with the order of events. Yeah.
hmm Well, I think Tony is probably trying to stay close to Lou and maybe from a distance because it seems like Lou's trying to have a moment with Cassie. So, just from a distance, she is keeping an eye. She's like being a bodyguard.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then let's go ahead and move into. So I think you you make it back to Cassie's place after all of this, and nobody bothers you as you were making your way there. You will say at some point, like the cabbie who's driving your thing will turn around and be like, "You're coming from the Royal Theater, right? Did you hear what happened? Did you see it?"
Yeah, there was this girl, Aoife, who was in the show, and she saved the Serena. It was insane. She was just a designer, you'd think, but she got out onto that stage
Whoa.
and she stopped this horrific being from not only attacking the Serena, but from killing everybody in that theater.
Whoa.
Aoife Flannery.
So there really was like a Fae attack? There was a Fae assassin?
I don't know what it was, if it was a fae or something else. It was hard to say, uh, but what I do know is that it was a creature who really wished ill will on the Empire. So luckily that girl was there.
Yeah.
She really saved everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I heard she was a satyr, actually. Do you think she's in on it?
That's really racist of you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to, he kind of like looks back and is like,
It's okay, just do better, man,
You're part of the problem.
Yeah. You should know that there are plenty of creatures who originally came from the Feywilds that they just exist along right with us. They're just people, dude.
yeah.
That's okay. The city turns
your,
people cynical.
No, I think this is your stop. So we're here. Here you go.
Oh my god, we've all had that Uber ride.
The ones where you're like, oh no.
He will not be getting tipped.
Yeah, he seems fine with that. Just kind of try to,
Yeah.
has a nice night. As that, closes the door there. And Cassie's like, oh, what a dick.
Honestly. Jesus. I hope there's not many of those running around.
Wow, that traveled fast.
Yeah, well, the good news was once I called him racist, we got there like 3 times faster. Yeah. So that's one benefit.
And I don't know. If everybody's already talking about this,
well,
Phelan might be in a bit of a panic, honestly. I mean, it's having a Fae or whatever that was show up in the middle of an event in the city so openly. That hasn't happened ever.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly. I haven't really been here much, but all I know from my end is that I used a cold iron dagger on it, and it did not have any kind of special effect that I imagined. And when I used my regular one, it did the same fucking thing. So
weird.
It was really weird. But you came in clutch. Up there.
Yeah. Well, luckily it wasn't a Fae, so
would it I mean, I don't really know how this all works with your liar and stuff. Is it only Fae that you can banish, or is it what happens if it is?
It's all pretty Fae centric. That's sort of the whole deal. We should go in. We should go inside. She like fumbles with the keys and opens the door. And you can wind your way up towards the familiar apartment.
Um,
Um.
so, um, it is date 3.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into like the glory that is date 3
Oh,
with
there will be
Blueberry
glory.
Saf, um, I did want to kind of explain to you more about what I'd said about having a day before I saw you, because I think that it kind of affects you and it would be really wrong of me not to mention it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but so you know about my ex-fiance and what we
Mm-hmm.
found out. um
Yep.
I
Cryptic, fey,
Yeah,
something very tragic, whole thing. Yep.
yep. So I found out this morning when I went back that there was a dagger that I had given her the last time I saw her stuck into our hotel door. Which, I don't think anybody can misconstrue as friendly.
No.
Um, and I did go and fact check with some divination expert to make sure that it was from her. Um, but I guess I just want to say, we've gone on 3 dates and 2 beautiful, nothing crazy, loved it. Um, but I know that I'm a lot in baggage, and it's not your responsibility at this point to help me deal with that. So I guess I don't want to influence any decisions that you make or anything with how I feel about it, but I wouldn't blame you if you thought this was just too much.
So this whole thing with Jada, do you think I'm in danger?
I think it's possible. I think it would be too much of a coincidence if the night after I had an incredible date with you that this happened, but I can't say for sure.
Okay. And do you think you're in danger from all of this?
Uh, I want to say no because, this is somebody that I thought I was going to share my life with. But also, you know, that's not the same person who would have stuck a knife in my door. This isn't the same woman that I lost. So I think that she could be really unpredictable. And I think that there is a chance that I'm not always safe right now.
Um, and Cassie, during this time, I assume you've kind of like sat down on the couch, like just
Yeah,
recovering from
sure.
this night.
Yeah.
She kind of like puts a hand over your knee and sort of pats it and says, if you're in danger from all of this, I would much rather be at your side and able to do something about it than not be there.
Okay. That's not really what I thought you were going to say because uh I don't know. You're really something else.
This is not purely noble. I'm just saying, I have baggage too, obviously. When she like waves, at the harp thing, and let's carry the baggage together. It'll be less heavy. How about that?
yeah, that would be really great. Because it can get pretty heavy. So
Yeah.
um
It's
but to be honest, when it's just us and we're just together, I feel like for the first time in like a really, really long time that it lightens a little bit. Um but she like wipes away a tear. Um Enough about the bleakness right now.
Yeah, let's talk
Because
about the
we're on date 3.
Yeah, let's talk about the good things or other things or she's just like her hands go to your face. She's like, I really like you.
I really like you a lot too. What's your middle name?
My middle name. Oh, Celeste
Sorry,
the DM.
Celeste.
Yep. Andromeda. My parents hated me. My full name is Cassiopeia Andromeda. I'm so sorry.
Dude.
My dirty secret. There it is.
Okay. I don't have a middle name. But if I did, I would tell you right now because that's a rule that I have. And
okay, what's your wait here? What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Oh, purple.
100%.
Okay, purple.
No doubt
Great.
in my mind.
All right, I think we know enough. And she's like on your face. She's like, you're gonna stay here tonight, right? Hand tangling in your hair.
Yeah, and she just kind of like flips like her over onto the couch and was like, "This is going to become bed activities really quick, and I just want you to know that I'm about to share with you my favorite thing about myself, which is my fucking ravenous appetite."
Noise. And then I think, woo! We bring that curtain. Holy shit! Somewhere. Tony is like arriving on the street, like, do I have the right address? And you feel a psychic, like, whoa, what was that?
My friend is getting boned.
My sex star is pinging.
You just salute the apartment and walk away.
Yeah.
Outside having a drink.
Yay! Got some points. This is great. What a beautiful downtime episode. Fantastic. So I think you have a great evening. Between your dexterity, her charisma, I think we're doing great.
It's a winning combination.
It's a winning combination. It's creative and fun, and you laugh a lot, like in a good way. That kind of encounter,
And apparently insatiable.
Insatiable. A lot of fun. So the night goes on. Aoife having a great time getting to know your parents better and seeing this whole other side of them, and Lou having a great time getting to see a whole deeper side of Cassie. So we're all learning a lot. And in the morning,
poor Tony waiting outside.
Yeah, Tony.
It starts to rain. No,
yeah, I think so. You probably at some point, right? You're here, and like Rook has been like, okay, we really just, I know she's got a private thing, but we should really watch Lou where she's going. Maybe even you and Rook had this conversation specifically. Like Lou thinks she's okay, but if she has a freaky undead ex-girlfriend, like maybe let's take shifts. Rook will take shifts with you watching Lou.
Perfect.
So where do you want to post step? So as a quick explanation, this is Cassie has an apartment on campus, and so the campus, like for the University of Phelan, is actually like an entire neighborhood. It's fucking huge. So Cassie is up in an apartment building with a bunch of other people. She's basically like a part-time professor / TA. She's a researcher, so she has to teach just enough courses for them to pay for her research in her apartment. So you could either hang out like outside the apartment building, or like there are a bunch of like, student places you might expect on campus. So like an all night, you could sit in the library, or there's like a bar, or burger joint kind of shit.
Tony is cool with like camping out outside the building. I'd rather be closer. So
Yeah, yeah, you can like sit at, like a bus stop and like chill out.
yeah.
Yeah. What does Tony do? Do you have like a book? Do you have like a when you're just sitting there, in a world without phones, what does Tony do? You have a
Probably
guitar. I
cleaning.
guess.
I do have a guitar. Yeah,
You could be
maybe
that
should practice
guy
it.
on the college campus just sitting playing guitar for no reason.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Okay. All right.
Bringing in all the freshmen.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you impressed?
Yeah, and people, drunk, because it's nighttime, being like, "Whoa, you're so good. Do you have a band? I have a band. Do you want to be my band?" that, those kind of conversations.
I talked them all into giving me 10%.
Yeah, and they're like, "Yes, here's my band. It's called Spew," and you're like, "All right, Tony, why don't you go ahead and, as you're watching the apartment, make me a perception check."
Ooh. 1 second.
Girl, roll high. I'm scared.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Ooh, and it's even better. It's 18.
18. Okay. So over the course of the night, I'm just saying this kind of symbolizes what you see over the night. Nothing much is going on. It's obviously a very quiet, sleepy campus. It's also a weekend, so a lot of students are out elsewhere or traveling. It's very quiet. No classes. Not a lot of like traffic going on, carriages on the road or anything of that nature. So it strikes you as odd when you notice like this black carriage with kind of gold ornamentation like whizzes by at one point. That's fine, whatever. You don't know where it's going. But you see it again, like an hour or so later. It passes by. And then, okay, and about an hour later, it circles by again. And you swear it's the same carriage that keeps rolling by. So that just clocks as a little strange.
It's solid black. Are there any other like markers about it?
No, so there are no markers on it, and there are clearly like heavy drawn curtains that you can't see in. And the person who's driving it too is sitting there all in black with like a heavy hat and stuff, so you can't really see their facial features.
I'm gonna wait out into like the road around the next time. I think it was like, all right, maybe it's been about an hour. I'm gonna go out into the road and see if I can stop it.
Yeah, so the carriage, it comes around the corner just as you kind of expect, and you're like every hour on the hour. It seems to make this circle, so you're there and you're ready for it. And as it like kind of peeks around the corner, you see it pulls off to one side and kind of parks. Like on the side, still down the block from you.
Is Rook around me? Or are they posted up somewhere else?
She could be with you if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm just gonna if she's around me, I'm gonna just say like I'm gonna go check this out. Like, stay close, but stay here.
You hear it click click,
and I'm gonna walk up.
I've got your back. Crossbow click.
Nice. I want to approach the carriage.
Yeah, and as you
friendly. I don't want.
As you walk up, there's a clearing throat sound that comes from the carriage driver up front.
Good evening there, driver. I couldn't help but notice you passing by this area a few times. Are you lost? Can I help guide you at all?
And there's kind of like a rustling sound that comes from the driver, and as they like sort of look up at you, you see something very strange, like a sort of a paper skinned person, and you're like, it reminds you a lot of Quill, that living spell book you saw that Bartleby rescued not too long ago. And they look up at you silently, and there's kind of the sound of fabric from the inside the carriage, and somebody clearly says, "No worries. Please move along. I assume you're not with campus security."
I am. I'm a new separate security firm.
Could you please show me your identification? Approach the window.
She'll just take out some fucking piece of paper, and hand it to them and try and see anything inside the window as they are peeking.
Yeah, so you come up and like a satin gloved hand comes out of the window and like takes the paper. And you see like in between the curtains, it appears to be a woman. She's dressed in something really nice. Maybe it's a suit. Probably maybe Eldrin, you think? And like as the glove disappears, and you hear a right. And then kind of the curtains scoot to the side, and this very severe woman's face appears in front of you. You see, this is proper identification. And she reaches like out for a badge, and it kind of like flicks open, and you see like a glimmering like seal of like an office of it looks like some kind of military or police official as it comes down, and she pushes up her glasses. "So would you like to clarify what you're doing here? Loitering?"
Oh, I'm here for a friend, supporting someone.
Well, I would recommend you join this friend inside, all right? And don't interfere with Eldrin official affairs.
I could be of some use if you were here for security purposes.
In what way?
Well, I am a member of the Serena's army. I am experienced in Fey combat. I've worked many bounties. And I know that a particular danger could afflict this campus, and that's why I'm here. So perhaps we could work together.
Again, I will ask, can I see your papers? If you are indeed a registered military official, then certainly we can converse further.
I'm just going to gesture to the pins and things that I have that I'm like, I don't know where else I could have gotten these.
Yeah. So
at the moment, I don't have my papers.
Yeah, I will say
must have lost them.
Yeah, as active duty Eldrin, which you are no longer, you would absolutely have like military documentation. Basically, your like base, ID badge and stuff. Like the Empire is very about administration, so clearly your papers have lapsed since you have not been active for a while, and even if you had said papers, they would clearly prove that you were no longer a registered like active duty member of the military. So she pauses, like kind of purses her lips, her perfect red painted lips. Listen, I recognize that those appear to be badges of rank, and you do seem to be doing a favor for a friend. I understand that, and I appreciate your offer of assistance. So in this instance, I'm going to recognize one of our past service members and allow you to go about your way. But please, do as I ask. Stop loitering in this area and leave us to our business. and we shall part, and there will be no further trouble. I cannot make that promise if you continue to push the issue.
Yeah. She'll do a little nod of understanding and take a few steps back to leave them room if they want to keep moving.
Out of curiosity, is your friend Luvera Sath? Or perhaps Aoife Flannery? Do either of these names mean anything to you?
Yeah, they are my companions. How would you know of them?
Well, they were involved in a recent event that endangered the life of somebody very precious to the Eldrin government, and it is my job to gather the facts. What is your name?
Yeah, I heard about this event. I heard that they helped save everyone in that complex and prevented it from being a much worse situation.
Indeed.
It's a good thing they were there.
Yes, it appears so. What is your name?
Franny.
Franny. I see. Well, Franny, as I recommended, please return to your friend. There's nothing more for us to discuss here.
Well, if you were here at all to ask any questions about their experience, I'm sure they'd be happy to clear up any confusion, but...
Indeed, we do intend to interview...
I'm just here to make sure that she's...
Oh, we do intend to interview Ms. Sath when she finishes her engagement with one Cassiopeia Andromeda. Very interesting history that one has. I'm sure your friends will be able to answer all of my questions to my satisfaction upon the morning.
I'm sure they will. Have a good night.
Oh, if you do think of anything, I've so enjoyed this exchange. Here's my card. And she, like, in the gloved hand out the window to you. And you see the card reads, Xandria Cross, first judge to Her Majesty, Duchess Melwyn Tavere.
Pleasure.
Indeed. I have a feeling we'll be seeing each other again. Good evening,
Sounds
Miss
like it.
Franny.
Evening. She'll back away.
And the carriage resumes its route around, does not come back.
Ooh. Yeah, I have a problem with authority that's not my authority. I'll walk back over to Rook and explain what just happened.
Yeah, Rook is like, that does not sound good. What did they do? And then, yeah,
like...
you know, she knows, but should we tell them? We should warn them, right?
Right now?
Oh.
I don't know if they're coming back tonight.
Oh. Right. Okay.
I think they're going to try and come back in the morning and bring them in for questioning. So, I don't know. Do you want to try and beat them to it? Leave earlier? Because they're very probably watching us right now.
I don't. Rook is like kind of caged animal, like looking around like, this is why I hate cities and this is not in the Empire. Does... I don't know. She looks at you and is like, I don't know what to do.
Well,
I can't kill her.
Maybe
she's government. I can't kill her. They'll just keep coming.
Yeah, no.
Panicking.
Maybe, let's just send a message to Lou and let her decide.
Okay.
What she wants to do.
All right. Like slip it under the door?
Yeah. Or maybe let the building know that we have a message for Cassie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And we can certainly fast forward, like, to the morning when everyone's waking up and, it's all going good. I think Rook would suggest, like, you specifically and she should either fucking hide or get the fuck out of there to not get dragged into whatever is about to happen.
Yeah. That sounds good. In the message, I'm gonna say Franny too. I'm not gonna sign my name.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully you pick up on that, Lou.
Yeah, so early, bright and early, and I imagine, I don't know why, but I think Cassie's one of those people who just like has kimonos like in their house that they wear like around in the morning, just waking up. She's singing something, barred shit, she kind of ambles out and she's like, "Hey," calls back to you. "I think we have mail from, do you know a Franny?"
What? Mail? We have mail? I don't.
It's under the door.
Franny.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, that's yeah." And she'll like,
what does the letter say?
Yeah, that's my friend.
Yeah, Nassim, you want to tell us what Tony wrote?
Judge lady, I write down her name. Stalking you last night, wants to ask you about what happened at the fashion event. I think you're a suspect.
Okay. Well, that's not ideal. I don't want to speak to authorities. So she will take the letter and kind of like bunch it up, and she's gotten like semi-dressed, just like has her armor and her pants on, and she's like, "Well, I think that after the chaos of yesterday, I have to catch up with my girls, but first, you are getting pancakes, and then I'm going
There's always time for pancakes.
There's always time for
fucking
pancakes.
telling you. Always. Also, I just don't see for Lou that she would ever have sex with somebody and not make them breakfast in the morning. That just does not.
That just is not part of her alignment. Yeah. No. So, and Cassie's like,
I am definitely chaotic pancakes alignment. And then after that, I'm going to
this
probably
this is from a judge, a first judge. That's not, she like stops you like skillets and stuff. She's like,
what?
no, if you have to go, you've got to just go.
Like, to see them? Because I was gonna climb out the window.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you should, none of this. You should just get out of here, and I'll tell them whatever. What should I say?
So bad? I've never.
This is no, first judge, so that means like directly under the Duchess that runs Phelan. So not the Tsarina, who we helped. And Melwyn Tavir hates the Tsarina. That's like common knowledge. And if she's sending her hound, her first hound, after, this is not good.
Well, that feels mighty fucking suspicious and makes me feel like that might be kind of an involvement from last night, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to listen to you because on top of being beautiful, you're incredibly smart. So
thank you.
I'm
no
going
time.
I'm going to kiss you and I'm going to climb out the window and I will make you breakfast another time.
Okay. And get Aoife to wherever she is if they haven't already found her. Oh shit. Do you still have stuff at the hotel? That's probably how they found you.
That's okay. I have just all my stuff in this bag, so I don't need to go back.
Okay.
I'm gonna be okay. This is not the first time I've had to make an escape in a dark alley. It is the first time that I've had to make an escape in a dark alley after a wonderful evening with an incredible woman.
You focus. Okay. I'll tell them. I won't say anything. I mean, they saw us there, but you were a stranger in the night. That a beautiful stranger I took home. Lucky me.
Lucky me. Okay, you.
She like kisses and like it's lingering, and she's like, no time, no time. You gotta go.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to you so soon. Okay, bye.
Okay.
She will
be safe.
With extraordinary dexterity, just like flip herself over the railing, climb down a gutter, and just like stealth away into the shadows of the alleys.
Yeah. And you see, Cassie just kept waving like from above. So Rook and Tony, you got the fuck out of there. Lou, you got out of there. And I think Lou, as you're like, dashing away, keeping to the shadows, you see a black carriage pull up in front of an apartment building, and a very official looking woman step out. But that's gone. That's Cassie's problem to deal with, not your problem.
She's handling that baggage really quickly.
Here it is. All right. And Aoife, this wouldn't occur to you that this was part of your parents' plan at all, but them really insisting you got your stuff out and went somewhere else, probably after the fact, is starting to make a lot of sense in the light of all of that. So we are pretty close to time here, and I feel like we have a couple other things to maybe do. So maybe next time we'll resolve some of those downtime things and then move into our big decision making. If that works for you all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you got a little bit of more information about how the Empire might be handling this situation as well. All right. Cool. Well, I think we'll call it there, and we'll pick it up resolving the rest of our downtime next episode. But that's it. That's the episode, everybody. Wow, we did a lot of stuff. We learned so much stuff. How you all feeling?
I can't wait for the next recording because I need closure.
No closure, only action.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited for us to talk about what conversations we want to pursue to deal with this Hecate problem.
Yeah.
We ought to talk about this off stream. This is a heavy decision I feel we're walking into. So
we are definitely coming up on one of those like BioWare, decisions where you pick the faction that you start with, and it'll kind of funnel where things go, because there are a lot of players and a lot of people are interested in you. You're real powerhouses now in this situation, and it's all up to you, babes. It's all up to you.
Guys, we better pick the mages. If I hear one of you guys say we gotta help the Templars,
but the Templar story is better.
It is better.
I 1,000% disagree. And I don't have the time to tell you why right now.
Wow.
We'll save that for off stream.
We're going to go argue about that. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Before we go, obviously, we want to do some announcements, some news. So, Katie, you had an announcement that you wanted to share this time. Tell us all about it.
I know. Holy shit, I never have announcements. So my announcement is that let me look at my calendar. April 8th. At 5 p.m. Eastern time, so that's 2 p.m. Pacific time, I am going to be on a friend of the community, Venture Maidens community, Cage's stream. Every year they have a super long stream that they do on their channel. It's called the Brew Pub Bash. And for those of you who listen to the Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign, I'm going to be bringing back many of the Tinkabobble and Jingles. So she will be there in that one shot. You can catch that on twitch.tv/RageXCageXRugger. And there will be a little link for you in the Twitch chat.
Yes, check it out. Grab that link and check it out. And I think that was all of our news this time. So we always want to go ahead and take some time as well to say a huge, massive thank you to those of you who subscribe, listen, follow, recommend, share, retweet, reposts, like give us likes. You all, we could not be doing this without you. We don't make any money from the show except for those of you who donate and like sub and stuff. So thank you. Thank you for believing in artists, for keeping this going, for valuing our work. We see you and we love you for it. And in particular, we always take some time to thank our top tier Patreon donors. So Patreon is a really great way that you can support the creators you love by going to patreon.com/venturemaidens. You can donate as little as $1 a month to help us make this show possible. So we want to say a huge thank you to our Arnie cohorts tier. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thank you, Curry. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you, Muffin, at the one on Drury Lane on Twitter.
And thank you so much, Nissa McKinnon.
Thank you so much, Nadia, our new cohort joining us. Thank you for being here.
Oh, and for our Farrah's drinking mates here, we have a big thank you to Chris.
And thank you, Markolai.
And thank you, Fable.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you, Sheepish Gnome.
That's it?
And Ben.
Oh, never mind. Sorry. And Ben!
How could you?
Sorry, Ben. I'm so sorry,
it's
Ben.
It's hard to read Zoom chats. Thank you so much, Ben.
The size.
We adore you. You all are wonderful. Thank you for joining us for this super special episode. And don't worry, there'll be more treats in store next time. So until then, everybody, I have been your Dungeon Master, Celeste Conowitch.
Hello, I'm Katie, and I played the very Seth, your drow rogue lover.
Lover girl.
And I'm Nassim Etamad. I've been your half-orc fighter, Tony Silvertail.
And I'm Aoife Flannery, your barely legal bard.
Yes! Legal enough! You're a party of 3 bards with your parents. You're getting into anything you want. Any club,
and
any bar.
I know people.
I know people. You know people. They're
when
buying
your mom
you
buys
drinks.
you your first stripper.
Damn. Listen,
yes.
I guarantee you Tony's going to say that more than Aoife will. She's going to be like, my friend knows people.
She knows.